Hello there, and welcome to Dr. T for May the 12th. We're starting off on Stage 1, obviously. And Stage 1, really difficult for tanks. The one defense on the map, can't hit tanks. Unless you, flared the tank up right next to it. So basically, Stage 1, easy peasy. We're just going to blow things up. Any other troop that the flamethrower could get range on, just send them to where that flare is sitting there, and they'll just walk around the flamethrower. Come on. So, we are moving on to... Oh man, I didn't have enough GBE. Are you kidding me? That's brutal. Alright, so Stage 1 does have a bunch of hit points apparently, but it's easy. Moving on to Stage 2. And Stage 2 is a little more intensive, but really not that much. Yeah, there's a boom cannon and a cannon, both of which should be scary to our poor little tanks, but yeah, it turns out they need to have range on us in order to be scary. So I landed 3 tanks just to be extra careful. Also, because I didn't realize my boats were in the wrong order. So, flare up way out of the range of the cannon and the boom cannon, take a few shots at the rocket launcher, and your tank should kind of glide in there to start taking on the HQ. The boom cannon won't have range on you, and the cannon may. Now you've got various options. You can throw GBE and just take the mother out, or you can rearrange if you don't have the GBE to pull that off. You can rearrange to the right so that it doesn't get you, because if you have more tanks, it might be able to. Or third, just shock the shit out of it while your tanks take down the HQ. It's all available. So, Stage 3, really nice. There's a cluster of cannons and a boom cannon, and basically throw your GBE to take out the boom cannon, and it has around 6,000 hit points. And hopefully the bleed from barrages and artilleries and stuff will take out some of those cannons for you, just to make life a little bit easier. Land your troops on the right-hand side, let them run right up the right-hand side. There's some free GBE stuff, so you can gather that up. And then, basically, if you've had enough energy, I don't know if you can do it or not, but with luck, you should have maybe 1 cannon or 2, the boom cannon definitely needs to be down, but hopefully the cannons will go with it. If not, obviously 1 shock will be able to hit all 3 of those cannons, assuming there's a hole in the middle where the boom cannon used to be, because that's the really important one. But if you let your troops go up, they'll take out the flamethrower and the machine gun with relative ease, and then you can just have them take out that mortar on the side, and they will shoot away at the HQ, and the boom cannon and the mortar can't really hit them, so you're in a nice safe zone, and you don't have to worry about anything. We'll quickly bomb away and move on to Stage 4, which 4 was interesting. Basically, what you're going to have to do is throw the GBE at that 1 boom cannon, I guess, on the far left, that guy right there. It has, give or take, 10,000 hit points. So what you're going to want to do is land all your troops left-hand side, let them kind of gather up there and beat up on the machine gun, flare them a little further around, and the reason I do that is that with the tanks basically where they are there, they can take out the machine gun without the cannon having range on them yet, instead of having the cannon pecking away at our tanks while we kill the machine gun. And then from that position they will move in and start shooting at the cannon here. By all means, I'm throwing a shock down because only one of my guys went down here and I don't want it to die. But, if you flare onto that cannon, that's also completely appropriate. You've got some flex there. Or you could just throw GBE at it. I don't know, how much you would have used in your landing, or how much you have available, or how much you need. But it should be pretty easy to take that cannon out. And then, once you get that extra mortar, just flare over to the back of the little string of mines, I guess, the 3 mines there. And you're going to be out of range of the boom cannon, out of range of the cannon, and in range of the HQ, and then you can sit back and watch the loot roll in while you pick your nose, or your butt, or, you know, whatever you enjoy picking the most. So, from here, I have wasted all my GBE, and again, didn't take this thing down. So I'm going to land my boat of tanks, which is that little 6-pack of energy there, because that's all I got left, and hopefully it'll kill some buildings, and that'll hurt the HQ, and everybody will win the internet. If you do find yourself running out of time or falling short versus this HQ, by all means, load of Zookas chilling in the back, you know how it is. But I don't think it's going to be that harsh. So, with that, we will blow up the HQ and move on to stage 5, which, I don't know, today seemed, maybe it was just a really lucky path, but it seemed really nice and easy. Basically what you're going to want to do is land far left side and flare right onto the boom cannon and throw a shock onto it, which will allow you to take out the boom cannon as your guys land, and then take out the cannon obviously second, so that it doesn't snipe one of your medics, even though the medic was behind the tank. Alright, I'm not going to go there. Now, I let the tanks kind of roam in on the right-hand side towards the boom cannon. I know that's scary, but it's a bunch of free GBE, and that will come in handy later on in the attack. So, before the boom cannon actually starts shooting at you, flare hard left all the way over, and you can take out some relatively easy defenses, machine guns, flamethrowers, all those lovely things, and then turn your attention to the sniper towers you're about to roll into. Now, they're not really that super high level, so throw some GBE right in the middle of those guys, and you can, like, take all 3 out. Obviously, it might take a little more GBE, but by hitting right in the center of the 3-pack, if you would, it weakens them up all equally. If you can't take them out completely, by all means, weaken them as much as you can, and then let your tanks finish them off. And watch out for that boom mine, because, oh baby, it does some damage. And fortunately, I have a little bit of energy at the end to kind of save that guy, but by all means, if you don't have the energy, let the tank die if you do end up hitting that stupid thing. And from this vantage point, you might have a mortar or 2 and the rocket launcher shooting away at you, which is not a big deal. And if you've got the extra GBE, you can just blow them up like I did. I realized that I had more GBE than when I started the attack, so I was like, I guess I can use some of this. So hopefully stage 5 will be very doable for people, even if they don't normally get to do 5. And that takes us to 6, and there's a boom cannon that is big and beefy and burly right next to the HQ. Very scary stuff until we bomb the ever-living piss out of it and turn it into a pile of rubble, which personally I am a fan of. Now we're going to land far right hand side and let the tanks just kind of, alright, little too far right hand side. Gonna try taking out the shock launcher, and I don't think, yeah, we can do it. So we can take out the shock launcher and at least weaken that sniper tower, and then let the tanks kind of roll in and blow up the machine gun and the flamethrowers and all those good things that give us all the free GBE that we love so dearly. And then after going to the far right, throw a stun. Damn it, I was hoping I could get the sniper tower and the machine gun. Unfortunately, my aim sucks. I guess my fingers are too big, and you know, That's my excuse. Yeah, my fingers are too big, so even though I was hitting the right spot, it was just slightly off, you know? It's kind of like when you're golfing, and it's like, oh, the sun was in my eyes, yeah. Anyways, so clearing up the right-hand side, now, if you've got the energy or critters or whatever, by all means, toss them down in front of the boom mine to keep your tanks safe. And yeah, right there. Let your tanks kind of creep forward. They should be able to take out that sniper tower, which is the last defense that really can do anything scary to you. And then flare all your guys back a little bit, and they'll kind of reposition, and you'll be just out of range of the shock launcher. Unless, of course, like me, you're in range of the shock launcher. In which case, just throw a stun on it if you've got a stun. You can actually hit the two rocket launchers that molest your troops too, and it'll keep it distracted. Or you can continue flaring, because it's like right on the edge. If you flare back and let your tanks resettle, I'm convinced there is a decent position where it'll be safe. Or at the very least, you can like string your guys out in a line, or your ladies out in a line, and allow them to kind of finish it off while like one half of the line is being shocked, the other half is killing things. And then we've got stage 7, which looks totally doable up the right hand side. However, maybe not so doable until some boost is done, because like that shock launcher has 40,000 hit points, and those boom cannons, I guarantee, have 30,000 plus hit points. And you know, they're all pretty burly, and I don't really have the deeps for that. So with that, I will thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this helped you guys out. Please feel free to leave me comments, suggestions, hints, tips, anything you can, and have yourselves a great day.